Hello, lovely people. Welcome to Laurel and Artistry. This is part 6 of my US Presidents series. So, starting where I left off, after Teddy came William Howard Taft. Serving from 1909 to 1913, he was president number 27. I don't think it's unfair to say that he's probably most well known for, well, his size. Though the story people like to cite of him getting stuck in a bathtub, I think is a myth. He served one term as president and really hated it, seemingly much preferring his later role as Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. He was a cheerful and friendly man, and had quite the mustache. During his presidency, he did a lot of antitrust enforcement, and 2 constitutional amendments were passed, the 16th and 17th. The 16th is federal income tax, so that one is always fun. And the 17th is the direct election of senators. Before that, the state legislators would vote on their senators. The popularity of his predecessor, Theodore Roosevelt, helped him get elected in the first place. But a growing rift between the two also led to Taft losing the election in 1912 after Roosevelt's third-party run too heavily split the vote. And so, then we got president number 28, Woodrow Wilson. Serving from 1913 to 1921, he oversaw the First World War. He was given a Nobel Peace Prize for his attempts to prevent future wars with the League of Nations. Though, I'm not sure that worked out very long. The 18th Amendment, the alcohol prohibition one, was passed whilst he was president, though he did not approve of it. The 19th Amendment, the woman voting one, was also passed under Wilson. He was initially opposed to this one as well, but changed his stance in part out of recognition for the crucial role many women had played in the war effort. Unfortunately, he was a pretty big supporter of segregation, implementing it in federal workplaces, and didn't have the greatest track record on civil liberties in general. Probably the most notable lasting work of his time in office was the Federal Reserve Act. On to Warren G. Harding, the 29th President of the United States. He would have been the first president elected after women gained the right to vote. He served from 1921 to 1923, when he passed rather suddenly. A humble, likable man who liked to get along. He seemed to be a bit of a people pleaser. From the pictures I've seen, he seemed to be quite a fashionable guy, so I took that into account with my drawing, and he ended up looking rather cool. He was the first president to give a speech on the radio. Unfortunately, his like for people and dislike of conflict may have contributed to allowing much of the corruption that plagued his administration. I think his main focus was on trying to boost the economy post-war, and it seemed he was pretty effective at that. So, had it not been for the scandals and those around him, maybe the man could have been remembered in a more positive light. On August 2nd, 1923, Calvin Coolidge took over as president, becoming the 30th. He was in office until 1929. This shy and reserved ginger guy was known for presiding over a time of great economic prosperity in the Roaring '20s. His policies were focused on limited government and fiscal conservatism, with him shrinking the national debt over his time in office. He was a man of few words, but apparently was rather witty. You know, this series has been a decent look at men's fashion over the history of the United States. Though the increasing prominence of photography means I have more to work with on these presidents than previous ones, so that's helped give their clothes a bit more personality. And I'll end this video on Herbert Hoover, who served from 1929 to 1933. The 31st president, Hoover took office right before the crash that kicked off the Great Depression. So not a great time to be president. He wasn't able to do much for the economy with his time in office, though he still has some favorability for his humanitarian work that he did during World War I. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying this series and you'll stick around for the remaining 15 presidents that are left. In the meantime, remember to have some ice cream, which was popularized during Prohibition. Ciao!